And
It's Wednesday.
5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, Commiss Radio Show. We're back again, getting these mic levels already checked and everything, and also having the mic levels. I don't want it all up in my nose and everything, but you know what? This is why y'all laughing?
Get up.
This is Ed crazy. This is Ed Gray of the Commiss Radio Show. Wednesday, midweek special. Wednesday midweek special. And you know, I've been doing some research lately on environmental justice, and I happened to have been looking through the newspaper one day, and I saw a picture of someone that I knew, and it was like, that looked like Marsha. It looked like Marsha Jackson. I said, wow. Now what? And knowing Marsha the way I know Marsha, it was like, I wonder what she complaining about. But you know what? When I looked at the back of her yard, Shingle Mountain, and when you hear the word Shingle Mountain, you think of something it sounds exotic. It's great. We can ready to go vacation. Where you guys going on vacation at? We go to Shingle Mountain. It sounds good. But then when I went to Shingle Mountain, I found out it wasn't all that at all. So I'm glad to have Miss Marsha Jackson. How you doing?
Okay, how you doing?
Doing fine. We're gonna move that mic closer. Y'all gonna have to share it for it. And also, Jesse, if you can move another mic over there for a little bit. Tell us, Marsha, about yourself and also about Shingle Mountain and environmental justice.
Shingle Mountain. Shingle Mountain began to ruin my life January 2018. It started out as a little small group, and now it's really a mountain. People think it's dirt if you look at it, but they just really need to come out there and see it. So now it's really affecting our health, hazardous to all, not just me, but to the neighbors also.
Now, where do you live at? And I want you to go ahead and use your outrage voice. I want you to be outraged. You know, I've been knowing you for a little while. I know you can talk louder than that.
Yep.
Yeah, I know you can. Now, where you live at, Marsha?
I live in Dallas.
Live in Dallas.
Dallas, Texas. Rural area of Dallas, Texas. Even though it was zoned as commercial, but we still been residents. I've been there since September 1995. September 1995. And Shingle Mountain moved in 1 year and it has changed our life.
So in 95, how was it living over there?
Just like it being in the country. My kids grew up. We run out there and play, have a good time, have a horse. It's green. It was just green.
I didn't see no green pastures of land when I went out
I
there.
haven't seen it in a year either.
So the shingles have done that much to
Yes,
the
sir.
environment?
Yes, sir. Yes, they have. That to the environment and also to our health also. I've been complaining until one day in November 2018 I met Tamika Darrell at a community meeting. And she brought me into a different group where everybody we fight, and then met Robert Walonsky that wrote his first.
Yeah,
first
I saw
talk.
that. I saw that call. That's how I first knew what was going on. Robert's been writing a lot of environmental justice articles. He's written what, 4 of them so far?
Yes, and he's writing another one. Yeah, he's gonna have another written tomorrow. After today, we had our press conference today.
All right. Now, last week I went ahead and visited you at Shingle Mountain. It's like Shangri-La. That's what it sounds like, Shingle Mountain. And I then wrote an article in the North Dallas Gazette. So, for the ladies and gentlemen that are assembled out there, such as State Rep Terry Mesa, go ahead and look at the article in the North Dallas Gazette in which I wrote about Shingle Mountain. I believe your picture's in it as well. We wanted to go ahead and capture the moment, and also the outrage, if you will, of the large amount of shingles. Shingles, folks, we're talking about things that are on the top of your roof, you know. But if you crush these things up, you end up having some type of problems. Could you identify yourself? I know you got a lot to talk about, and we want to bring you back again. I want this to be something that's going to be ongoing, because when we talk about social justice, it's not about talking about social justice for one day, kick it to the curb, and then leave it alone and just say, hey, I did my part. You know, because that's what I told you before, Marcia, when I came by your house. We did a Facebook Live. If you, ladies and gentlemen, look back at some of the other Facebook Live interviews we did one there. Then we followed up with the article in the North Dallas Gazette, and now we have this interview here on the Commish Radio Show.
My name is Miriam Matthews Fields. I'm with the Dr. Freeman Town Association, and we too have dealt with particulate matter and issues with batch companies. And I met Ms. Marcia back in November as well. December, through Tamika, and we were actually at a community meeting, and we were trying to get her city councilman, to come on board with what was going on. But what happened is a backdoor deal. They took Estrada in the back room, and the young man told us in the front room that he would be voting, against that. And, against the zoning permit for another company, another issue that was going on. And so that's when we begin to start saying, some of these things just aren't right that's going on. So we begin to be involved with Ms. Jackson more with environmental justice issues. And the Shingle Mountain, it is a mountain, seriously. And it has particulate matter in it, which has carcinogens in it. And if you think about all the things that's on the that is on your shingles, all type of bird feces and things that's all in the air, it is poisonous out there. We did air monitoring out there, hand air monitoring. And with the hand air monitoring, a lot of particulate matter is in the air. Her children are out there, they're using, and other neighbors, they're using albuterol and nebulizers in order for them to be able to breathe. She had to get rid of her horses, so it's terrible.
You're right, I didn't see any horses out there. Your neighbor has horses.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Since the Shingle Mountain been out there, it caused a flood, and my fence and everything was knocked down. Now I'm having to pay out of my pocket to try to get all that stuff repaired, and they not doing anything about it. We've been complaining. Yes, I do get emotional because being at a place 23 years, and then your life is changing. That does. It hurts you because now my kids can go outside. My granddaughter can go outside and play like she used to. They got to stay inside in my neighbor's children. This is terrible.
Now, when I went by your home, I didn't see your daughter, your granddaughter at all. So you keep them inside all the time?
Yes, you have to. You can only stay out there about an hour or so, and you're going to start coughing, and now we start coughing with the black flu. I'm having to go to a specialist tomorrow. The kids next door, one of them have even been in the hospital with a 3-year-old. So nobody should have to live like that. No.
All right, I want to make sure everyone out there in Commish Nation are they able to hear us. If you're able to hear us, go ahead and send some thumbs up. We want to make sure America is hearing us as well. Tune in on the Commish Radio Show, and also make sure you follow us on Twitter, EdGray1906, and also on Instagram, EdGray1906. I understand that was not an interview, but it was a protest or something that happened today at City Hall?
It was a press conference. Miriam was the MC of it. She's going to tell you later on what happened during the press conference from the city, and then I'll let you know after she explained to it that I can't be overjoyed yet.
You can't be overjoyed. Let's go ahead and go for it right now. What happened?
So while we were at the press conference, and it was held at the City Hall, we did find out that we got a partial victory. The company is shut down for now, but it's just a partial victory. So we have the certification of occupancy has been denied at this point. So we do plan on going on with our picket, which will be held this Saturday at Blue Star, starting at 12, from 12 to 2, because having a partial certification of occupancy means that you can still come back and open it up. We need this place shut down. This what's going on here in Dallas. Detroit has nothing on us. Michigan, none of those other areas, Chicago, water, Mississippi, to me, this is very serious. When you go in someone's backyard and you stand back there and your hand turns black after an hour, because that particular matter is going everywhere. So some of the things that we're asking Dallas to do, and I did read this out to them today, was direct the city's Office of Sustainable Development and Construction to revoke Blue Star's current certificate of occupancy for the larger of its 2 tracks and deny a second certification of occupancy for the company's smaller track, still pending from December. Convene an authorized hearing for the rezoning of the Blue Star parcel and surrounding area to restore residential agency rights to homeowners and require a special use permit for any light or heavy industrial use on that property. I think they need to just be shut down. That's me. Submit a request to the Board of Adjustments to begin immediate amortization hearings against Blue Star based on non-conformance to current zoning. Then we have 4 ordinances that we would like for them and the city to attain to. And one is an equity provision to be included in the city's new economic development policy, a moratorium on certificates of occupancy south of the Trinity River for any large industrial polluter, because we're really tired of this. That's why we call ourselves Southern Sector Rising. The southern sector has been left behind for many, many years. You dumped on West Dallas for many years with people with those lead smelters and cancer, and then now you're dumping and have been dumping for years and years on the southern sector. So we want to draw the line.
You know, it's deeper than the southern sector, you know, and I always
Yes.
said the southern sector is, I want to make sure my mic is up. The southern sector is a euphemism, which is a big SMU word, meaning where black and brown people. Instead of you saying black and brown people are suffering from environmental injustices, we end up saying the southern sector, which makes people feel comfortable instead of calling it like it is, where it's black and brown people are suffering from these things. Black and brown people have suffered from environmental injustices in Dallas, Texas for a long time. I'm going to speak to your point. You mentioned West Dallas, the West Dallas RSR lead smelter. I remember as a kid, used to driving by there and say, man, they were doing a lot of good work over in West Dallas. They got that lead smelter and everything. What? They got a lead smelter. You know that stuff kills you? So you end up having that. Now you end up having Shingle Mountain. And also, you end up having where they used to have a landfill, which is a nice fancy word saying dump. Landfill that used to be in Oak Cliff and near the bottom. And they built a school near the landfill, on the landfill. The name of that school is Franklin Delano Roosevelt High School. The high school was built on a city dump. This is what Dallas, Texas has done to us traditionally when it comes to environmental justice. And I stand with you, as I've always stood with you as well. I know you were surprised to hear my voice when I called and I said, hey, look, I'm going to come out there, I'm going to help you out if I can. So this is what we've been able to do. We went from it being somewhat ignored now to it being put on a temporary injunction, you said?
Yes.
Okay. So temporary victories are also temporary losses too, because that means you didn't win the whole thing. What do we need to do, man?
Well, what we want is, really, we'd like for it to be shut down because it is too hazardous for human beings to be there. Not only human beings, birds, animals, dogs, the chickens that's all around there. Nothing should be nothing is living around there in a healthy manner. Everybody wants to be able to breathe. And one of the organizations that's helping us is called Downwinders.
Okay.
So Downwinders is helping us because they believe in people breathing, and we believe in breathing. And what we have to do is continuously.
Breathing is essential, and you're beginning to cough right there. I saw that.
It's keep our city councilman feet to the fire. That would be District 8, Janelle Atkins. To keep his feet to the fire, you know, because we need for him to do whatever is necessary, that whole horseshoe, the mayor, the commissioners, everyone, to be involved and get this place shut down and stop putting things in the South. That's what we need.
All right. Protesting this weekend, correct?
Protest this weekend
Protesting this
at
weekend
Blue Star.
at Blue Star, which is the culprit of Shingle Mountain.
Yes.
Okay, all right, we got
Number
it.
two.
And this is
Well,
the Ganter
two.
brothers.
Oh, you calling names out?
The owners of this company, yes, that's who owns it. They are the Ganter
I'm not
brothers.
gonna ask you to call no names out, but what are
Okay.
their names here?
The Ganter brothers.
Okay, that's what I thought.
They're twins.
They're twins.
Yes.
Okay, you got them down now. You know what they look like and everything. They ain't
Pretty
saying too.
much. They don't like Democrats.
Oh, so you didn't Google them and everything
But
else?
we had someone else to do the research.
All right,
They have great research.
all right. I'm scared of you the way you looking at me saying you have great research.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. But you know what we need to have? We need to have you, the people out there listening in on the Commish Radio Show. We want you to go ahead again and to stand with us. This is about environmental justice. We want you to stand with us 12 to 2 this Saturday at Shingle Mountain. You know, this is not a Disneyland ride. This is a ride that we need to take for justice. So thank you for tuning in on the Commish Radio Show. We will be right back next weekend, this weekend, in which we will have with us this weekend, we will have City Councilman Tanel Atkins. He'll be here this weekend. So I will give him your regards as well. And we will also have Miss Gina Bivens. I believe she's going to be on this weekend as well. She's running for re-election in the Fort Worth City Council. As we often said, this radio show is the best radio show from Como to the Congo. And one way to prove that is we're going to go over to Fort Worth and bring you back some little funky town music as well. So stay tuned for more on the Commish Radio Show. As you know, we are always at war. We also have the Howard Scott Show following us. If you remember Howard Scott of War, that's right, we're trying to put him into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I know we got some Howard Scott drops, and we will be, again, right back here on Saturdays. You're listening to the Commish Radio Show. Stay woke, stay strong. But once again, when you are woke, do something. All right?
Radio show. You can catch us now on Wednesdays, 5 to 6 in the morning. Followed by Howard Scott of the Howard Scott Show. Why can't we be friends? On the Fishbowl Radio Network.
Play it again. Give me again.
I'm Pastor Freddie Haynes. I listen to the Commish Show on the Fishbowl for my social activism information so I can be a better advocate.
Thank you.